about the conditions. I think he's an interesting runner at a reasonable price.
And it looks as though he's going to be patiently ridden again on similar sort of conditions under James Davis towards the back of the field up the straight. At the forefront of affairs, it's Happy Go Lucky who is right up there. May well be taking it along, we'll see. Flag is raised ahead of the feature. Richard Hoyles, all yours.
Thanks, Tom. Yeah, good roll of honour. This race with the likes of Seymour Business, Ingles, Drever, Chinkalange down the years. Not always up to that standard, but they often come here with progressive form lines. See if they can go on with it here. So runners being called forward here. House Island towing them up in company with Happy Go Lucky. And the runners are sent on their way, off and racing. House Island is the first one to show as they immediately cross over the chase course and head towards the first of the flights of hurdles. House Island and Happy Go Lucky have immediately established a healthy advantage here. They'd be 4 lengths clear or so from Enrillo, who's on the outside of all the gin joints. Then over the top, Emma's Joy as the leader reaches flight number 1. And nearly up the straight, jumped into the back there of over the top and is a little bit free as the runners now make their journey down the back straight. So preparing to exit it now. House Island it is who leads, from in second place Happy Go Lucky, and 3 lengths back in third to Enrillo. A couple of lengths further back to Of All the Gin Joints, who settled in 4th place just ahead of Over the Top, and the last 2 remain Emma's Joy and Up the Straight. And that is indeed where the leader is about to head. House Island for Gavin Sheehan. Clearly intent on making this a good test, because Gavin just pushing him along to keep the momentum up. Happy Go Lucky in second place, and the pair of them remain 3 to 4 lengths clear from Enrillo. Of All the Gin Joints, the bright pink colours of the big Over the Top in the noseband, and the last 2 are Up the Straight, who races on the outside of Emma's Joy. House Island, a little bit lethargic in the lead, still shows the way, but Gavin's just having to keep niggling him along to maintain that momentum as they head towards the third, or second I should say. House Island out in the lead, and House Island pops over from Happy Go Lucky. Enrillo Of All the Gin Joints, then in 5th place Over the Top, then the inside Emma's Joy and Up the Straight. So this is flight number 3, and House Island continues to show the way. Happy Go Lucky continues just to sit passively off the leader in second as the 2 take that flight of hurdles. Enrillo pops over it in 3rd place. And no obvious alarms for any of the 7 runners. These 2 poached 4 lengths on flagfall, and they're still about that margin ahead of the field. So standside House Island, Gavin Sheehan in the red and black colours, leading narrowly from Happy Go Lucky and David Bass. 3 to 4 lengths clear from, in 3rd place, Enrillo, Harry Cobden in the red and green colours. Of All the Gin Joints, blue colours for Robbie Power, half a length ahead of the bright pink and Richard Johnson on Over the Top. And the last 2 on the inside, Emma's Joy for Harry Skelton, blue and pink, and Up the Straight for the Forever Partnership and James Davis in the white-red. As once again the leader, he's having a really good look out in front, House Island. Lethargic, and he had a good gawp there at the bend. Considered a tour up the high street, but thought better of it, and then it makes the turn downhill now and heads on towards the neck. So House Island out in the lead by a length from Happy Go Lucky. 3 to 4 lengths back to Enrillo in third. 2 lengths to Of All the Gin Joints, then Over the Top. Emma's Joy comes next, and last of all is Up the Straight. Once again, House Island just keeping Gavin Sheehan busy as he turns into the back straight with an advantage of still just over a length. So House Island from Happy Go Lucky in second. Enrillo is a little closer now in 3rd place. Of All the Gin Joints and Over the Top the next 2, with Emma's Joy as the leader reaches the first of the flights of hurdles down the back. And again they're all over safely, and out in the lead the slightly lethargic House Island has an advantage of half a length from Happy Go Lucky in second as they race towards the second of the 4 down the back. House Island jumped that much better. The whole field are over safely and still remain relatively tightly grouped. Out in front, House Island by a length or so from Happy Go Lucky in second. In 3rd place then is Enrillo, with 4th shared still between Of All the Gin Joints, who races on the inside of Over the Top, and then behind these Up the Straight on the outside of Emma's Joy. All took that. Happy Go Lucky was asked up off a long stride and just put down slightly as the pack just begin to close slightly on the front 2. So House Island and Happy Go Lucky towards the last in the back straight. They take it together from in 3rd place Enrillo, getting closer Over the Top in the noseband. Of All the Gin Joints now disputing 5th place with Up the Straight, and last of all is Emma's Joy. Happy Go Lucky moves to House Island, and the 2 press on again, and this time in a more determined fashion as they exit the back straight. They're 5 lengths clear from Enrillo in 3rd, Over the Top in 4th, then Of All the Gin Joints Up the Straight straight, and Emma's Joy just being ridden along. So Happy Go Lucky still ears pricked on the inside of the more vigorously ridden House Island. The pair of them have most of the other runners pushing along. Enrillo a further 4 to 5 lengths back in third. Then of all the gin joints, over the top comes next, up the straight, and Emma's Joy. Been little change in the order, but House Island is still in there battling, and all of a sudden Happy Go Lucky was running over him on the home turn, is now being pushed along in second place as House Island ekes out a little bit more. Into third, Enrillo begins to close now on House Island as they approach the second last. House Island with Enrillo, the new challenger. Happy Go Lucky in third, then of all the gin joints, but House Island has cannily, seemingly saved a little bit for himself here, and he's got a little bit of reserves to try and repel Enrillo, who's battling on the inside. Happy Go Lucky in third, up the straight, continues to battle on. This is the last. Enrillo, another crack at House Island, and jumped it the better. Gets about a neck or so clear off up the run-in. Enrillo from House Island in second. The gap grows to a length. Enrillo out in the lead. House Island battling on. Enrillo all out to prevail, but he's hanging on grimly to win the Winter Novices hurdle. Enrillo saw off House Island by 3/4 of a length. Happy Go Lucky was third, in fourth of all the gin joints. Then Emma's Joy, last two home over the top and up the straight.
And the Ballymore Winter Novices Hurdle, today's feature, the Grade 2, goes to Enrillo, Harry Cobden and Paul Nichols, the colours of Martin Broughton and friends, as was the case a few years ago when Taco de Searle took this race. And Enrillo has stayed on bet, stayed on strongly in a slow motion finish to see off the game, the rallying House Island.
Yeah, who was trying to give away £3 away, so he comes out with a lot of credit. And they had the race. Well, only 3 horses ever got in it. The favourite, the eventual third, the eventual second, and Enrillo, who sat in third or fourth. That was it. Nothing else from behind got in the race at all. It was a dour finish, and he gutsed it out and won well. But a lot of credit goes to the second, who made the run in, set a good pace, and was trying to give £3 away.